Come on, show the motherfuckers that you want this right now. Show these motherfuckers that you need. There we go. There we go. There we go. Make them combinations fast. Come on. Trust in your speed, son.
Hold on to your seats, fight fans, because inside Chris Eubank Jr.'s camp, things are hotter than a TikTok scandal and juicier than a Kardashian feud. Forget quiet sparring sessions and Instagram-friendly flexes. This is a full-blown boxing apocalypse with Eubank Sr. running the show like a mad genius. He's barking orders, correcting every jab, every footstep. Like he's auditioning for a role in some martial arts action movie we didn't even know we wanted. Chris Jr. He's pushing his body to the edge, sweat flying, muscles screaming. Training like he's trying to punch his way into legend itself. Dubai's sun is shining, but the heat inside the gym is nuclear. 12-round sprints, killer combos, and exercises so brutal they'd make Rocky cry in the corner. And all of this? Leading up to the Conor Benn rematch that's already setting the boxing world on fire. The first fight was a war. The second promises to be a cataclysm. Weight dramas, dehydration, fines, and epic father-son tension. This camp has it all. One leak, one clip, and social media explodes like a boxing-themed Super Bowl halftime show. This isn't just training. This is chaos, legacy, and scandal, all rolled into one explosive countdown to the fight that nobody can stop talking about. Inside Chris Eubank Jr.'s camp, the atmosphere is electric, charged with tension and raw intensity. Forget what you've seen in gym Instagram stories. This is a full-blown war room, with Eubank Sr. orchestrating every punch, jab, and uppercut like a conductor possessed. Chris Jr. is moving like a machine on fire, muscles screaming, sweat flying, pushing beyond limits that mere mortals could only dream of. Every combination is faster, sharper, deadlier. Dubai might be sunny, but the heat inside this camp makes it look like a volcano exploded under a boxing ring. Eubank Sr. is not just a father here. He's a taskmaster, a strategist, a mad scientist of old-school grit colliding with modern precision. He screams, corrects, and demands perfection, reminding everyone that this isn't casual training, it's legacy being forged. Chris Jr. absorbs it all, punching like he's trying to rewrite history. The memory of that first brutal showdown with Conor Benn hangs over every round, every step, every drop of sweat. This is payback time, and the boxing world knows it. The first fight was a war masquerading as a match. 12 rounds of relentless exchanges left fans on the edge of their seats. And Conor Benn left the ring with his first professional loss, staring at Chris Jr. like a man who just walked through a hurricane and survived. The numbers don't lie. 367 punches landed out of 912. Every one a testament to precision, power, and heart. Benn landed 215 out of 593, showing resilience, but the outcome was inevitable. Chris Jr. didn't just win, he dominated. And now the pressure to repeat and surpass that victory has turned this camp into a crucible of sweat, strategy, and obsession. Weight and dehydration dramas have added fuel to this fire. Chris Jr. missed weight by half an ounce before the first fight, a tiny number with massive consequences. Fined nearly 375,000 pounds, hospitalized for safety. He emerged victorious. But the incident sparked outrage, debate, and social media hysteria. Eubank Sr. is publicly furious. Promoters, he claims, treated his son like a puppet, prioritizing spectacle over health. This isn't paranoia, it's a veteran's warning. Nobody is messing with Eubank Sr., and anyone who thinks Chris Jr. is just another fighter is about to learn the hard way. Training in Dubai has turned into a masterclass in focus and isolation. The gyms are state-of-the-art, nutrition is elite, and the sun shines like it's spotlighting a future legend. But the distractions of this glamorous city lurk everywhere. Chris Jr. blocks them all, pushing through long rounds, grueling drills, and relentless sparring. 4-minute rounds with 30-second breaks test not just strength, but mind, stamina, and strategy under exhaustion. This isn't training, it's a war game designed to create a fighter capable of destroying any opponent foolish enough to step in the ring. Eubank Jr.'s father isn't content to sit ringside as a passive observer. Every jab, slip, and pivot is scrutinized, corrected, and amplified. Eubank Sr.'s legendary discipline and mental toughness are shaping Chris Jr.'s preparation, turning every session into a blend of legacy, revenge, and pure intensity. It's no surprise that insiders call this the hardest camp Chris Jr. has ever endured. Every drop of sweat, every scream, every agonizing repetition is being etched into a fighter's mind and body. The stakes are enormous, and failure is not an option. The first fight's drama still simmers like a live wire. Conor Benn, normally a confident, aggressive fighter, was slowed by Eubank Jr.'s relentless combinations and tactical mastery. Yet Benn found moments of brilliance, showing heart and resilience that earned respect from the boxing community. Fans debated, pundits argued, and social media erupted in chaos. Chris Jr. emerged victorious, but the cracks from the weight cut and dehydration sparked concern. Promoters claim safety, but Eubank Sr. calls it negligence. The tension between spectacle and fighter welfare is boiling over, and this rematch promises to be even more explosive. Veteran coach Brian Bullock McIntyre has returned to the camp, signaling serious intent. He guided Terrence Crawford to undisputed status and now brings that expertise to Chris Jr.'s camp. The combination of McIntyre's tactical genius and Eubank Sr.'s relentless discipline has created an environment that borders on obsession. Every session is analyzed, every movement corrected, every weakness exploited and turned into strength. This isn't just preparation. It's a machine designed to maximize a fighter's peak while pushing the human body and mind to their absolute limits. The father-son dynamic adds a layer of psychological warfare. Chris Sr. balances pride, caution, and an unfiltered desire to protect his son from the pitfalls of the boxing business. His presence is a constant reminder that fights aren't just about punches. They're about survival, legacy, and honor. Every correction, every scream, every glance carries the weight of generations. The first clash at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is still fresh in memory. A brutal, unrelenting spectacle that demanded respect. Now, the stakes are even higher. History is being written with every jab, every hook, every calculated step in this Dubai gym. Meanwhile, the fight world watches nervously. Weight issues, rehydration clauses, fines, and injuries have already turned this matchup into a scandal waiting to explode. Eubank Sr. publicly calls out promoters, regulators, and journalists alike for failing to protect fighters. He's a man scorned, a father enraged, and a boxing legend determined to prevent history from repeating itself at the expense of his son. Social media is buzzing, memes are flying, and fans are divided. But one thing is clear: Chris Jr. is being pushed harder than ever before. And the world is about to witness the consequences of this brutal preparation. The training itself is unrelenting. Xbox drills, 4-minute rounds, sprint intervals, endurance exercises, and tactical repetitions create a cocktail of exhaustion and focus. Chris Jr.'s body is being pushed to extremes, his mind sharpened for the chaos of the ring. Every strike is calculated, every movement intentional, every second designed to replicate fight conditions. This is preparation for war, not a casual rematch. Every session reminds him of the first fight's hard-won victory and the unfinished business that lies ahead. Fans are already buzzing online. Every leaked clip, every snippet of footage spreads like wildfire. The father-son duo, the legendary discipline, the harsh Dubai sun, and the grueling drills have created a narrative of obsession, scandal, and spectacle. Comparisons to Pacquiao versus De La Hoya, legends of the sport, are being thrown around. But insiders say this camp is rewriting the rules of engagement. This isn't just training. This is a spectacle, a psychological battle, and a masterclass in boxing obsession, all rolled into one. And the world can't stop watching. The rematch is more than just a fight. It's a statement, a test, and a confrontation with history itself. Conor Benn will be stronger, smarter, hungrier, but Chris Jr. is prepared with the wisdom of his father, the guidance of elite coaches, and the fire forged in months of brutal preparation. Every jab, every combination, every sprint, and every correction is building toward a moment that promises to be explosive, unforgettable, and scandalously viral. The countdown to the fight has begun, and the boxing world holds its breath. The buzz around Chris Eubank Jr.'s camp is exploding online. Like a viral tweet gone nuclear. Fans aren't just watching, they're dissecting every jab, every drop of sweat. Every scream from Eubank Sr. Clips of Chris Jr. moving like a man possessed have been shared thousands of times, each one spurring a flood of memes comparing his combos to Michael Jordan dunking on gravity, itself, and Thanos snapping half the Marvel Universe out of existence. The fight world has never seen anything like this. Celebrity reactions are pouring in like a storm. Athletes, rappers, and influencers are weighing in on the father-son training saga, some hyping it as the ultimate comeback story, others warning Ben to run for his life. Social media threads are burning hot with speculation. Will Chris Jr. finally end this rematch in a spectacle of knockout artistry? Will Eubank Sr.'s old-school methods finally clash with modern fight science in a viral frenzy? Fans can't decide, but they are addicted to the chaos. Memes have taken on a life of their own. One trending clip shows Chris Jr. dodging punches so fast it's been captioned, "Blink and you miss a 367-punch highlight reel." Another exaggerates Eubank Sr.'s screaming instructions, comparing him to a drill sergeant from an action movie who can see into the future. Every gym shot, every pad session, every sprint becomes fodder for the internet, spreading faster than the latest celebrity feud. People are obsessing over every small detail: how he's training in Dubai, the sun beating down the luxury gyms, the precision of his footwork. Insider reports reveal the intensity of these sessions is off the charts. 4-minute rounds with 30-second breaks, tactical endurance drills, and Xbox exercises are creating a fighter who can sustain peak performance under exhaustion. Trainers note that this camp is unlike anything Chris Jr. has ever experienced. He's not just conditioning his body, he's sculpting mental resilience. This is preparation for chaos. This is strategy executed under fire. This is the kind of grind that makes ordinary fighters cry in corners. Meanwhile, the weight drama continues to fuel speculation. Chris Jr. originally missed weight by a fraction in the first fight, sparking controversy and fines. And now the world is watching every scale reading. Social media experts have run calculations. Memes comparing Chris Jr.'s 0.2-pound overage to the size of an ant, while analysts debate whether Ben's natural welterweight frame will give him an edge. The boxing community is split. Some predict an unstoppable Eubank Jr. Others suggest Ben's resilience could pull off a shock upset. Online polls are filling with comments, GIFs, and hot takes, all turning this fight into a digital spectacle before the first bell even rings. The father-son tension adds another layer of drama. Chris Sr. has gone public, calling out promoters for prioritizing profits over his son's health, accusing them of exploiting rules, and warning the world that this fight is being treated like a circus rather than a sport. Fans are eating it up. Tweets like Eubank Sr. is the boxing world's Simon Cowell, but with fists, and Chris Jr. is Rocky Balboa with Wi-Fi are trending. as commentators hype the emotional intensity of this camp. This isn't just a fight. It's a media storm, a legacy war, and a family feud rolled into one. Reports from the camp highlight innovative training methods designed to mimic fight day stress. Chris Jr. is pushed through relentless combinations, slipping, pivoting, and sprinting until his body screams enough. Trainers describe sessions as akin to surviving an apocalypse with only your fists as tools. Social media has picked up on this, with hashtags like #EubankMadness trending worldwide. Fans post reaction videos, slow-motion replays, and side-by-side comparisons with legendary bouts like Pacquiao versus De La Hoya, emphasizing how this rematch is already being framed as a historic clash. Memes aren't the only thing going viral. Celebrity commentary has reached absurd levels. Rappers joke about betting their chain collections on the outcome. YouTubers are posting dramatic countdowns, with fans leaving thousands of comments speculating on the knockout round, the total punches landed, and whether Chris Jr.'s endurance will survive the final rounds. Some compare Eubank Jr.'s precision to an AI fighting algorithm, while others mock Ben, suggesting he's trying to play Mortal Kombat on hard mode against a real-life cheat code. Even fan theories have become outrageous. One popular thread claims Chris Jr. is secretly using a desert heat advantage in Dubai, training under conditions that give him Olympic-level lung capacity. Another predicts that Eubank Sr. has memorized every Ben fight tape and is now guiding his son like a human supercomputer. The hyperbole is ridiculous, the exaggeration's insane. But the audience eats it up because it feels like a secret just got leaked. Social media has made this camp a live reality show without cameras. Boxing analysts continue to debate strategy. Will Chris Jr. dominate like the first fight? Or will Ben find a way to survive the storm? Comparisons to legendary bouts amplify the hype. Some point to De La Hoya Pacquiao, others mention Tyson Holyfield. Fans argue that Chris Jr.'s size, speed, and experience make him the favorite. Yet there's an undeniable excitement about what Ben might pull off. The tension between expected outcomes and possible surprises keeps engagement sky high. Every press release, every minor quote, every camp update is dissected, analyzed, and shared. The camp's intensity is spilling over into public consciousness. People are discussing Chris Jr.'s single quotes as choice of Dubai as a training ground. Some say the isolation is genius. Others joke that he's secretly in a boxing monastery for Instagram. Nutrition, sunlight, and gym quality become points of debate, memes, and outrageous speculation. The fight isn't even here yet, but the drama is already breaking records in shares, likes, and trending discussions. Chris Jr.'s single quotes and dedication become a public spectacle, magnified by internet culture, creating a feedback loop of hype and obsession. Eubank Sr.'s presence has reignited debates about the old-school versus modern training philosophies. Some fans argue that old-school screaming, discipline, and relentless repetition are outdated. Others insist that it's exactly what Chris Jr. needs to dominate. Every pad session, every sprint, every drill is turned into a talking point. Podcasts dissect his footwork, analysts rate his punch combinations, and YouTube commentators speculate about mental toughness and endurance advantages. The hype machine is in overdrive. Public outrage, of course, adds its own flair. Fans debate promoter fairness, wine rules, fines, and potential exploitation. Social media threads erupt with comments like boxing promoters are the new villains, and Chris Sr. is the only sane person in the sport. Influencers draw parallels between Eubank Jr.'s grueling camp and celebrity scandals. From Kanye rants to Netflix docuseries cliffhangers, every opinion, every screenshot, every trending post adds to the viral storm surrounding the rematch. Even pop culture references reach absurd heights. Fans joke that Chris Jr. is the Marvel superhero nobody asked for, but everyone needs. Eubank Sr. is Thanos with a clipboard, a tactical genius shaping reality itself. Memes depict Chris Jr. dodging punches in slow motion like Neo from The Matrix. Every exaggeration, every joke, every comparison amplifies the narrative that this camp isn't just preparation. It's a full-blown spectacle of legendary proportions. Rumors, leaks, and online commentary continue to swirl around training intensity. Fans share alleged sparring session stats, speculate about new techniques, and discuss recovery protocols. Every round is broken down, every combination analyzed, every drop of sweat becomes evidence of dedication and drama. This isn't just hype. It's a viral narrative built on obsession, spectacle, and relentless scrutiny. Social media has transformed a training camp into an epic saga. The build-up to the rematch is relentless. Fans, celebrities, analysts, and internet trolls have all taken sides. Chris Jr. is the disciplined powerhouse, Ben the resilient underdog, and Eubank Sr. the mastermind behind the curtain. Every update sparks debates, arguments, memes, and theories. The fight itself hasn't happened yet, but the story has already captured global attention, turning a boxing camp into a digital event rivaling any pop culture phenomenon. The aftermath of Chris Eubank Jr.'s training camp is reverberating across the boxing world like a thunderclap. Fans aren't just talking about the rematch, they're obsessed with the man behind the machine. Chris Jr. emerges from Dubai sharper, faster, and more focused. A living embodiment of the old-school grit and modern precision his father demanded. Every jab, every feint, every pivot carries the weight of legacy, and the fight world is paying attention. Social media is ablaze with debates about how far he can push Conor Benn, whether the rematch will end in fireworks, and if this is the defining moment of his career. Chris Sr.'s warnings about promoters and fighter safety have become a lightning rod for discussion. Analysts argue over ethics, fairness, and whether the first fight's weight drama gave Chris Jr. an unfair edge. Fans have taken sides. Memes mocking greedy promoters go viral, and hashtags like #EubankJustice trend worldwide. The father-son dynamic, once a subtle subplot, now dominates headlines. Chris Jr.'s success is inseparable from his father's guidance, and the boxing community is captivated by the intensity of their bond, the fiery mentorship, and the unwavering obsession with perfection. Reputations are on the line. Chris Jr. is no longer just a skilled fighter. He is a symbol of relentless discipline, mental toughness, and the consequences of taking risks in a sport where a single misstep can be catastrophic. Promoters, critics, and journalists are scrambling to keep up with the pace of controversy and achievement. Social media feeds overflow with memes, hot takes, and highlight reels, while fans debate whether Chris Jr.'s dominance is due to talent, hard work, or the secret formula of Eubank Sr.'s old-school methods combined with Dubai's high-tech training environment. Conor Benn's camp is under intense scrutiny. Analysts question whether he can survive the fury of a fighter who is trained like he's preparing for an apocalypse. Memes depict Benn as David facing a boxing Goliath, and fans speculate endlessly about potential strategies. Every prediction is more extreme than the last. Some believe Chris Jr. will finish the fight in the early rounds. Others argue Benn's resilience could create an epic fight-fluff-destry scenario. Either way, the tension, speculation, and hype ensure that this rematch is already historic. The consequences of this camp extend beyond the ring. Chris Jr.'s brand, reputation, and social media influence have skyrocketed. Every leaked clip, every mention of Eubank Sr.'s guidance, every whisper of controversy fuels a storm of attention that rivals the most viral celebrity scandals. Endorsements, media appearances, and fan engagement have all spiked. Chris Jr. is now positioned not only as a fighter, but as a cultural phenomenon, a character in a live-action drama that the internet cannot stop watching. weight dramas and fines have created their own mythology. The first fight's 0.2-pound miss, the 375,000 pounds fine, and the hospitalization have become legendary talking points. Fans and analysts alike are dissecting every ounce of difference in weight, hydration strategies, and nutrition, turning boxing science into viral entertainment. Chris Jr.'s ability to endure, adapt, and perform despite these hurdles enhances his mystique. The rematch is not just a fight, it's a test of resilience, intelligence, and the ability to conquer the circus of modern boxing. Eubank Sr.'s role continues to shape public perception. His scolding of promoters, his warnings about fighter safety, and his direct engagement with media have made him a hero, villain, and meme, all at once. Fans debate whether his intensity pushes Chris Jr. to greatness or risks burning him out. Online, every Eubank Sr. quote becomes a thread. Every training session, a live event breakdown. Every meme, a viral explosion. His legendary presence ensures that the father-son story remains a driving narrative. Making the fight about more than punches, it's about legacy, control, and power. The public is hooked on speculation. Memes, celebrity reactions, and viral threads dominate timelines, turning every gym clip into fodder for discussion. Will Chris Jr. finally end the rematch decisively? Can Benn survive the fury unleashed after months of brutal Dubai training? Fans argue over knockouts, technical decisions, and psychological warfare, with every scenario amplified to absurd levels. Social media, commentators, and journalists are creating a self-perpetuating storm that fuels hype, drama, and anticipation. Chris Jr.'s preparation has set new benchmarks for modern boxing camps. Isolation, high-intensity rounds, tactical drills, and mental conditioning have created a fighter who is physically superior and psychologically untouchable. Analysts note that his endurance, speed, and precision are at a level previously unseen outside of elite championship fights. Every clip, every report, every training insight reinforces the idea that this is more than a rematch. It's a masterclass in preparation, resilience, and obsessive perfection. Fans and pundits have also started drawing wild historical comparisons. Some liken the rematch to Pacquiao versus De La Hoya, while others reference Tyson versus Holyfield or Mayweather versus Hatton. Every analogy is designed to convey the stakes, the intensity, and the inevitable spectacle that Chris Jr. is about to create. Social media, forums, and news outlets amplify these comparisons, turning the narrative into an epic, multi-layered story that transcends sport and becomes pure entertainment, beyond the fights and memes. The camp has had a personal impact. Chris Jr.'s confidence has skyrocketed, fueled by his father's discipline and the meticulous preparation in Dubai. The world sees a fighter transformed, hardened, and hyper-focused. His brand has grown, his reputation is unassailable, and his presence on social media commands attention. Fans speculate endlessly, comparing his rematch potential to the biggest sporting comebacks in history. And every interaction reinforces his larger-than-life persona. Even the smallest details become legend. How Chris Jr. moves during sparring, how he reacts to his father's commands. The intensity of his conditioning sessions, all of it, becomes material for endless discussion. Memes, highlight reels, and viral commentary turn every training update into a spectacle. The fight world is captivated, social media is obsessed, and Chris Jr.'s camp has become more than preparation, it's a phenomenon. A digital event, a legacy in progress. The stakes have never been higher. This rematch is not just about victory. It's about legacy, reputation, and the affirmation of a father's guidance. Chris Jr. has not only trained for physical superiority, but also for psychological dominance. Every jab, hook, and pivot is a calculated statement. He is here to define history. Fans, analysts, and celebrities alike are glued to every update, every quote, and every clip, turning anticipation into a cultural frenzy. As the fight draws near, questions abound. Will Chris Jr. finally put Conor Benn away decisively? Will Eubank Sr.'s rigorous methods create a masterpiece of discipline and dominance? Or will the chaos of weight struggles, hydration rules, and promoter drama culminate in an unexpected twist? The answers remain unknown, and that uncertainty fuels the hysteria, ensuring that when the bell rings, millions around the world will be glued to screens, hungry for every punch and every scandal. The camp has left a permanent mark on reputations. Chris Jr. is seen as unstoppable, a force of precision and heart. Eubank Sr. is revered, feared, and meme-fueled. Conor Benn is cast as a resilient underdog, bracing for a storm unlike any he has faced. Social media chatter, celebrity commentary, and fan speculation continue to swirl, magnifying every detail and ensuring the rematch transcends the sport itself. Every punch thrown in Dubai, every sprint endured, every scream from a legendary father has become part of a narrative that will be remembered long after the fight concludes. Even as the world waits for the rematch, the aftershocks of this camp continue. Fans speculate, memes spread, debates rage. Promoters, analysts, and journalists are caught in the vortex, trying to keep up with the frenzy. Every moment, every detail, every social media post adds to the mythology of Chris Eubank Jr., his father, and the looming confrontation with Conor Benn. The training camp has not just prepared a fighter, it has created a global spectacle, a drama, and a story that will dominate boxing conversations for years. Dubai may have been the setting, but the impact is worldwide. Chris Jr. has emerged transformed, his father's guidance crystallized into a fighter capable of legendary performance. Fans, analysts, celebrities, and social media mavens alike are left to speculate, debate, and meme, knowing that the rematch will not only settle scores inside the ring, but also define legacies outside of it. Every jab, every hook, every strategic move is a statement. History is being written, and nobody will forget it. All right, fight fans, you've seen it all: the sweat, the fury, the chaos. The legendary father-son showdown that makes the Kardashians look like a quiet book club. But don't even think about scrolling away, because this saga is just heating up. Smash that like button like it owes you money. Hit subscribe like your Wi-Fi depends on it. And slam that notification bell so you never miss the next scandal dropping hotter than Chris Jr.'s left hook. Comment below with your predictions. Will Chris Jr. finally put Conor Benn away in a storm of punches? Or will Benn pull the upset that nobody saw coming? Throw in your wildest theories, your memes, your celebrity comparisons. Let's light up the comment section like Dubai in the middle of a thunderstorm. The more outrageous, the better. We're talking viral energy here, people. Remember, inside this channel, scandals drop constantly. Every rumor, every leak, every outrageous fight drama is delivered straight to you. No filter, no mercy, no filler. From Eubank Jr.'s brutal camp to the wildest celebrity reactions, we bring it all in. We don't hold back. If you blink, you'll miss the next bombshell. So strap in. Stay tuned and keep your eyes glued, because this is far from over. The gloves are on, the drama is live, and the next chapter is about to explode. Share this video, tag your friends, roast the haters, and get ready for the punchlines, the chaos, and the raw truth you won't see anywhere else. This is the Punch Press, where fights aren't just fought, they're broadcast, dissected, and absolutely obliterated for your viewing pleasure.